Mark Belbin, SuperTraining.tv, Super Training Gym, the strongest gym in the West. We got some rack pulls going on and some squats. Here's my boy, Mr. Robot Pants. Mr. Robot Pants is hitting up some rack pulls out of the Rogue rack. You see we're lifting off of those straps there. A little bit different than lifting off the pins. The pins kind of vibrate a lot. The pins will beat up your barbell, but with this Rogue monster rack, we got the seatbelt strap type thing going, and you don't have to worry about your barbell getting all chewed up and getting all jacked up. And then plus, the vibration that happens each and every time just kind of kills your body each and every time you bring the weight down. There's Mr. Robot Pants going again. You're going to see some guys use straps, some guys don't. Just depends on the week, depends on what we're doing. You know, you keep in mind the goal and the intent of the day. When we're doing some of this max effort work, what is the objective? What are we trying to do? What are we after? Are we trying to build up our grip? Are we trying to build up our lower back? If you're simply trying to build up your lower back because it's something like this, a rack pull, why not use some straps? Doesn't really matter too much. Rack pulls are effective at helping both your lockout, and believe it or not, they're actually great for helping your starting position. Seems like that would not be the case because you're starting up higher than normal, but they still actually help quite a bit because it helps with something that's called rate of force development. That's a very fancy word, but basically it just means that you can move something fucking fast. So the rack pull will help with that because a lot of times you're going to try to set the barbell up, or at least you should be setting the barbell up in a position that feels like shit. And this position right here for me feels like total shit. I think we got about 6 plates on there. I think this is about 600 pounds or so. Can't quite remember the exact tonnage that was on there. Somewhere in that range. I was able to muster up a few reps out of it, 4 or 5 reps. I've been trying to bring in some sort of reps into my training. I fucking hate them. I suck at reps, but I'm trying to keep them in there, trying to keep myself honest with them, because I just think it will make me better. I think it will help improve my form, help improve my technique, and help build up a little bit of speed off the floor. If I can improve my form and I can continue to work on the reps, I think it's going to help quite a bit. This is kind of our Beavis and Butthead crew we got going on over here. We got these two different Beavis and Butthead characters. I think there'll be a little bit more footage of them in a little bit. Here goes Silent Mike, our boy Silent Mike, getting ready for some rack pulls. He's going with a sumo stance, going a little bit wider. And Mike is real explosive off that first one. Gets his weight moving, and actually coming up, you're going to see he gets a little sidewards with it right here. But he's still strong enough to still lock it out. I don't know how many reps he does on this. He goes crazy. Gets like 8 or 9 reps, I believe. And I think this is around 605 or so, 600 pounds, something like that. Really strong pulling by him on this day. Really impressive considering he's still losing some weight. He's about 190 pounds or so right now, so that's pretty damn good. 3 times body weight for multiple repetitions. Here goes Mr. Robot Pants. Mr. Robot Pants likes to kind of lock the legs out real hard as he's going into the lift and try to pull his chest up as he's going, kind of get a real upright posture. I think Mr. Robot Pants actually ended up doing kind of multiple sets with that weight. I went down in weight, did a little bit of reps, sumo, just to try to get a feel for it. My hip has been feeling sluggish, so I haven't really been doing too much sumo pulling lately, but I need to get back into it. Whenever you start to fall apart, whenever shit starts to get tight, shit starts to get sore, you got to make sure that you're getting back to some of the movements. Some of the movements that actually hurt is important to get back to them as quickly as possible, so you can restore some range of motion. You don't ever want to lose that. As soon as you can't do certain movements, is when you're screwed up. So the best thing is not to avoid them. The best thing is to try to attack them and to start to do them again. Even if it's something like a step up or a box jump or a lunge, it could be anything. You shouldn't be losing your athleticism. You should be gaining some of your athleticism as you're progressing. There's Fat Dan going, aka Bob Evans. Good strong rack pull right there. He's going with a higher belt position. He said it's feeling a little bit better because his back tends to round in the mid to upper back area. So we basically just had him stick his belt higher, and sure enough, it worked well for him. As you see with the Lillibridge family, Eric Lillibridge in particular sticks the belt up real high. Got my boy Dave Ziske getting fired up for a big pull. I think he, who knows how much fucking weight he does. I think he gets up around 800 pounds on this particular day. He's got the diaper thing going on with those shorts. This is really disgusting. I don't know why we do this, but that is not a good look. Either way, he's doing a lot of weight. Give him some sort of credit. He can go a little bit wider, a hand position there. It would make the lockout a little bit easier. I think that was around 785 or 765, somewhere in that range. But Dave is a big dude. He's got broad shoulders, and so your arms, at the very least, for a conventional pull, should be a little bit more outside your body. If they're kind of inside your body, then you're kind of too closed off to be able to lock those weights out effectively. So he's got to widen his grip a little bit. I've been yelling at him for that. I don't know, for maybe about a year now. He still doesn't listen. Maybe it's because he lifts more than me. He's like, fuck off, coach. I don't care. Bob Evans with another good strong pull. I think he went up about 605 on this particular day. Ended up getting a PR. It's all about the PRs. You got to keep track of that shit, especially if you're a newer lifter. Make sure you're keeping track of that. Make sure I would just write it down. Throw it in your phone, or actually physically just write that shit down, and that way you can track your progress each and every week. Here goes Dave Z going again. Now he's up around 805, I believe, right here. See those close hands, you son of a bitch. And see, I just think if his hands were out a little bit wider, that lockout would be a little cleaner. It would be a little bit more crisp. But either way, the guy's a goddamn bull. Good strong pulling by Dave. So now we can move on to our secondary barbell movement as usual. And our assistance movement for this day is some squats. We got deadlifts and squats, followed by more squats and more squats and more squats. Bob Evans moving pretty quickly. He's a pretty proficient squatter. He's got a good mobility, especially for a big guy. He always starts his squats pretty fast, very explosive. Here goes my chubby little self. We got about 4 plates on there. Me and Silent Mike, a few others have kind of joined in the crew. But we've been squatting about 3 times a week. Usually have about one day where we'll try to push up the volume and push up the weight a little bit, and the other 2 days are a little bit less weight. Sometimes a little bit more focus on some repetitions. We're not really trying to kill ourselves on all 3 days. We basically have one day where we're really trying to squat our faces off, and then the other 2 are much more moderate than that. Here goes Mr. Robot Pants. He's always got to stick his face in the camera. He's always got to make a cameo. I'm going to pan around the gym here. You can see the new Super Training Gym. Lovely facility. We still got to paint this motherfucker up. We got some shit to do. Got more shit to buy. We got to fill this thing up. Here goes Bob Evans going again. You notice we're doing some repetitions, about 5 repetitions or so after the main movement. The main movement was those pin pull type movement, and then we moved into this, trying to get some repetitions out of the second movement. Silent Mike and some of the other guys actually have been hitting up some sprints after training too. Things like that can be really good, just help you basically just burn more calories. But also, in addition to that, you're improving your conditioning, improving your GPP. When you improve that, you're going to be able to recover from your workouts a little bit better. But also with sprints, a great advantage of sprints is they can also help you add a little bit of muscle. So if you got some stubborn legs going on there, or you want to try to throw some mass on your hammies, hit up some prowler sprints. Give it a try. Here goes Bob Evans going for, I think this is about his last set here. You can see he's got the compression cuffs on over the patella tendon, just to try to, he's got some tendonitis a little bit, and he's been acting up a little bit, so he's trying to keep the pain off there. And that is it from supertraining.tv.